Hiya Dave, lovely to spend some time in the nets with you earlier in the week and have a little look at your game. Excuse me, been a while since I've had a look at the action. One of the complaints you had was that you were having an inability to draw the golf ball. So we looked at, first of all, the rate at which you rotate through the golf ball. It's a little bit excessive, so if you look at the shoulders at P7, there's a little bit too much unwinding. We get a little bit too much advance with the shoulders, too open with the shoulders, and then from there we're just going to cut across the ball a little bit. Right arm straightening out too fast. Same stuff that we've done before. Maybe a little bit more internal rotation of that right elbow. So the right elbow's sort of working downwards. Let's get that arrow up here for you. The right elbow at the minute's working this way. And when you've swung it your best, the feeling is that the right elbow is working this way more. So it's stuff you've done before, rather than the arm just working down, it needs to work inwards a little bit. And that with you has improved your ability to work your hips in a linear manner and learn to control the delivery of the golf club and the rate at which the accumulators release in the downswing and the wrists unload in the downswing. You see there a little bit of a sort of flipping action going on. We'll view that from down the line in a second or two. Oh, sorry, from face on even in a second or two. Quite a low exit with a relatively passive club face for someone who is struggling to hit a draw shot. So we looked at it from face on, and one of the things we saw was quite a quick opening up of the body. We discussed that. That's something that you've done before. Then as we come into the golf ball, the body almost sort of stalls at this point. It's gone too quick. It stalls now to wait for the arms to catch up. The right wrist starts to flatten out. The right arm starts to expand. But then the next bit, look at your wrist coming through. And we discussed how your left wrist flexes. It doesn't really roll. It flexes. And whenever you flex the left wrist, you're shifting the path to the left slightly. But more importantly, you're opening the club face to the arc of the swing. So what we've got really here is a player who's hitting out at the golf ball, but has a club face that's just a little bit too open. So we've got a path 4 to the right and a blade 5 to the right, and the ball's just going to start off in the right direction and then just peel off slightly further. So face too open to the path because the left wrist is flexing and the body's rotating out of the way just a little bit too soon. Those numbers, by the way, 4 and 5, are just not really relevant numbers. We've not got flight scope up in the nets, but just to give you an idea of how the path is not to the right of the club face. So club face too open to the path, shot starting off in the right direction and then just not drawing back. If we look at Charlie Wee, the hips don't get out of the way too quick and the left wrist stays quite flat from P7 through to P7.5 and then starts to roll and flex a little bit from P7.5 onwards. So really we're trying to tidy up this piece here. So the first thing we did was we spent a bit of time with, as you can see down here on the bottom right, right foot wider, right foot flared out, weight forward and handle forward. So we're flattening that left wrist out early in the piece. And if we take a little look at what this has done for us, keeps on top of the ball on the way back, but more importantly it allows us to feel more shaft lean coming into the golf ball, a better rate of rotation and a flatter left wrist through the hip area. Now the more we do that, the more we're going to go looking for that when we come through at speed, because how much more tidy that is at P7.5. Arms straighter, left wrist straighter, meaning we've hit out at the golf ball for longer. The longer we hit out at the golf ball, the more rotation we're going to find on the club face. So the tendency is going to be for the face to be slightly close to the path, giving us the left curve that we're looking for. When viewed from down the line, one of the things we discussed was we've got a better movement of the right elbow now. It's working more in the direction of the second arrow that we put up earlier in the piece. The club's coming in. Comes a little bit open here, a little bit toe up. at P6, which again is pretty typical of someone who's been flexing the left wrist, opening the face to the arc. So everything's really about flattening that left wrist out just a touch. As we come through, we're attacking it a little bit more from the inside. We're hitting out a little bit longer. And then as we came through, we exit a little bit higher. But one of the things I commented on was that this club face now is very square to the arc. And whilst it may look nice if your club face is square to the arc, or square to the path of the club, and the path of the club is out to the right, you're going to hit a lot of blocks, so you're not going to draw that golf ball. So due to the extension, which raises the butt of the club, which uncocks the wrist, which has an effect on the club face, we should see a club face more in this position, or leading edge, more in that position as we exit. So that would suggest that the club face is closed down to the path fractionally. That's not done through a conscious flipping of the wrist. We can still look passive through the ball. It's done because of the extension, the uncocking of the wrist, and the effects that has on the rotation of the club face, or the rate at which accumulator 3, the back of the left hand, releases through the golf ball. So some food for thought there. Plenty of work with the right foot out, flirt out more, wider stance, push the handle forward, keep moving balls into the net, and let's see how it progresses over the next few weeks. Well done.